Thank you for tuning in to the Into the Classroom series produced by Mental Health California, sponsored by Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Initiative. Hi, I'm Michael P. Coleman, Content Director for Brother Be Well, a service of Mental Health California. And I'm welcoming you to this webinar. We've had the opportunity and great gift, actually, of being able to bring you information about a variety of nonprofits in our area that are doing incredible work in service to the community. Today's subject is the Wake Up Foundation, and I'm pleased to introduce to you the founder and executive director of the Wake Up Foundation, Dr. Mi Kim Tran. Dr. Tran, how are you doing? And welcome, welcome, welcome to the production tonight. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us and to share about our program and services and how we impact our community.
I really want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. So let's jump right in. We've only got a few minutes together. I've been dying for several days now to ask you where the inspiration was for the name of your organization, not just the inspiration for the organization, but why did you decide to call it the Wake Up Foundation?
So before the name Wake Up I used it before a nonprofit. So when I first started out my career, I wanted to help youth how to tap into their inner strength as a speaker on when I first started out my career, and I want them to tap into their inner strength. And as I was working, I found out that if you are tap into your inner strength and you can unleash it, is you are awakening your soul. So, and because I feel like a lot of people they live through days, day out, day in, doing things, but they are not truly tap into the spirit, their soul. So I wanted to help teenager and young adult how to tap into their spirit and soul. And when they can do that, they are truly awake. And so when I first start out, I have a club I call the Wake Up. But then when I moved to South Sacramento, I met a lot of community advocates that that encouraged me to uh, to start a nonprofit. So I met a gentleman that see my potential, say, why don't you start a nonprofit to support the youth in South Sac? Because that's where I was working at. And so after I looked through the nonprofit idea, and I said, okay, let's go for it. So I just transfer that wake up group that I started as a career on the side and converted to Wake Up Foundation as a nonprofit. But my end goal is to help them truly wake up the spirit, do what they're meant
Yeah,
to do, and when they can do that, they are truly an awakened person. So that's how the
that's
name
really
come about.
that's really very inspirational, and you really took a vision and you put it into action. So it's really inspirational that you took an idea and a phrase you've been using before and kind of turned it into the brand for a service. I really love it. I want to take a look at that second one. It summarizes the second slide. It summarizes your mission. The Wake Up Foundation is a nonprofit that educates and inspires your population, youth and young adults aged 14 to 24, to become authentic individuals in building strong communities. Can you touch on the word authentic? Why is it so important for those individuals that you serve to be authentic individuals?
Because I think authenticity is basically your human spirit. And so that's refer back to our the name Wake Up Foundation. So because as a humanistic psychologist, my goal is to help individual tap into their inner spirit. But when people hear about humanistic psychology, they really don't understand what it is. But when it comes to authenticity, they can understand better. And so I found out that authenticity and human psychology is correlated to each other. And if they can be authentic, which means, well, according to literature, it means following your core belief and values and using your inner strength to do great work for society. And that is authenticity. And so when they can become that, they will transform their community. And that is our mission at the end, is to help them transform our community. And being authentic individual, I believe, is one of the best ways to do that.
I wish there had been a Wake Up Foundation when I was between the ages of 15 and 24. It sounds like such a wonderful organization. Taking a look at that third side, Dr. Tran, you offer personal development programs, services that empower youth and to identify and apply their passions. By doing so, you talk about great work, a positive impact on communities. You also help them develop a sense of belonging, because what they do truly matters. Can you talk about a sense of belonging? Did you mean belonging within their peer group, or belonging within the community, or both, or something else?
Yes, both at different level, because belongings has different level. At the individual, which means you belong with your family, peer, social group, or whatever group you belong in. And then we have the community level, a sense of belonging community. If you are doing a social work, great impact in your community, you feel like you belong, like what you do matters. And when you can feel that, you feel like, okay, I belong in my community because I can contribute. And one aspect of belonging is contribute. So if they are being authentic and they are using their strength to contribute to the community, they will feel belong. They feel like they matters. And not only in the community, but the hierarchy of belonging, also the world. If you do something that's impacting your community, it will lead to an impact in the world if they are being on the process of being an authentic individual. So a creative sense belonging at different level. But if you can do that, then you fulfill those levels automatically. There's no separation from the individual, family, or the community. It's just that if you're authentic, it's just your action will spread out to all those levels instantly. And so there's no separation for it.
It's such a great message and a great lesson, and it's one that people of all ages can retain. You never get too old to want to belong. It feels really beautiful to me to listen to you talk about it. You never outgrow the need and the desire to belong. You want to be a part. We all want to be a part of something. And so I think the service that you set up is just really, really impressive. Let's take a look at the personal development experience that you wrote about, you posted. It's an interactive workshop designed to help youth learn about personal development and how to apply it to their daily lives. You talk about it being presented monthly. Can you just talk to us a little bit about that personal development experience as an aspect of the services that you provide?
So the personal development experiences is one of our core programs. So this program helps them understand who they are so they can be their authentic self. Because as a human being, we born out not knowing who we are, such as our strength and talent. It is only we have to go through the process of learning, then we can have a better understanding. But of course, as you go through life, you experience new things, then you have better understanding yourself. But there are certain things that we need to learn in order to understand who we are as an individual. So the personal experiences help them understand what is personal development, why they need it to help them understand, and most importantly, how do they apply it in every area of their life, such as their career, relationship, health, or whatever area they want to improve. If they understand who they are, then they can apply it successfully. And of course, they will understand their strength and talent and know how to apply it to become authentic. So, and we need personal development first to help us understand who we are so we can be our authentic self. So that's why we developed that program.
Everybody's going to be impressed to hear that. One question I think I forgot to ask you as we got started: how old is the Wake Up Foundation? How long ago did you start it?
So Wake Up Foundation started in March 2013.
And so you've been at it for 11 years now. What can you say? What's been the biggest challenge so far to getting the foundation up and running?
Um, I think is awareness. Up and running is personal development is always a challenge for us. No matter, it's still today is one of the greatest challenge. How do we tailor the message to help youth understand the importance of it? Because youth, they always express that they want a desired lifestyle. They come to Work Foundation expressing that, okay, I want to develop a meaningful career, a, a happy lifestyle, but they don't have a good concept of understanding that personal development is what will help them get there.
Mhm.
So it's always a chance for us to I guess put in a message in a way to help them understand that that's what they need, or that's
Yeah,
what they should try to strive to help them reach their desired lifestyle,
yeah,
or to have that meaningful career.
yeah.
So it's a constant challenge for us. So we are still trying to learn and adapt to, because otherwise, I believe that one of the reasons why we still have a mental health crisis is because they are not fully understanding who they are to make great decisions. So they don't get trapped in the wrong decision where it's hard for them to get out, and where that's I believe the mental health crisis is still high because of that.
I'm really happy, and I know a lot of people will too, that there are very highly trained, well-educated people in the community like you who can help the youth. Because one of the things we know is that the brains of those young people, 14 to 24, their brains aren't even fully developed yet. So it's not their fault that they're not always making good decisions.
This
It's
is
a process. They're growing and evolving and maturing. And so it's great that there are some slightly older people, but people with training and experience that can help shepherd them along the way.
definitely.
Let's go to that Youth Social Change Project. It's a monthly interactive workshop designed to help youth learn how to discover and use those strengths, talents, and passions. Talk about that a little bit. And one of the questions I've got is, and it may be tied to resources. It's monthly. It almost seems like you could do that workshop daily. So talk about why you're on a monthly schedule, and talk about the program just a little bit.
Well, okay, to answer your question, why is it a monthly? Because we found out that again, the challenge of recruiting youth is a great challenge for us. And so if we do it consistently daily, like you say, if we do daily, that would be great, you know. But the thing is, like, yeah, a great challenge is to get used to understand the importance of it. And so youth are still not understand the importance of it, so they won't sign up for it. It's not that the program, I believe, is not going to benefit them. It's just that they don't understand that it's important for them to sign up. But
Mhm,
once they sign up, then that's a whole new story there. But the
mhm.
key is to get them to sign up. But so to get them to sign up is always a challenge. And we did start out to provide them like a weekly one, but we didn't have success. So we start out with a monthly. And like again, if they need more support, that's where the coaching come in, where they get support. But so that's why, to answer your question, why is it a monthly thing? But yeah, in our future, we can offer more, but it's just our struggle is still continue to have students understand the to sign up. But once they get there, they understand that they can move forward.
Any of us who work with youth can understand the challenge in recruiting youth. We certainly manage that challenge at Mental Health California and at Brother Be Well, so we certainly get that. Can you talk to us that next slide, the Authenticity Subscription Program? It's a gathering, again, monthly, that provides youth with the latest practices to help them learn and apply skills for developing that authenticity. Subscription kind of struck me, so talk about what you meant by that.
Well, subscription is something that is a monthly recruiting thing. Is where they get access to new topic on authenticity every month. So they get access to the training monthly on different topic, even if it's the same topics. It's a new idea because that program is will have new idea from study and research. So it's an ongoing different month. They will get new topic, new question and answer, new activity to help them. So it's a monthly thing, and this is the core program of our one of our core program of Wake Up Foundation Autism, because to transform yourself is an ongoing thing. Is because as a human being, as a humanistic psychologist, I discovered that we will never truly be at our full potential, because if we are there, then we are perfect, but we are not. So that's why it's an ongoing thing. But the thing is, the great thing about authenticity is it's not about the future, it's about the present moment. And so if they can apply what they learn in the present moment, then that is an authentic individual. So
When you spoke about just now, when you spoke about never actually achieving your full potential, you reminded me a lot of a good friend and a colleague of mine here at Mental Health California, and Brother Be Well. He always talks about we're evolving, we're growing, I'm never going to be done. And that's such a, I'm wondering if you also talk to youth about the vulnerability that they need to just admit that. I know in my own life, as a very young person, it was hard for me to admit I wasn't perfect. That comes with a little maturity. So I would think a lot of 14 to 24-year-olds really do believe that they don't need to evolve. They're already fully formed, and they're already doing, and they are doing incredible things. But it takes a little bit of maturity to realize that you're constantly getting better. Have you run into that? Is that one of the challenges you get to getting youth plugged into your programs?
I think that's one of the big challenge. Is so because like again, a lot of youth, a lot of them know that okay, I already know who I am. So why do I need to attend the personal development experiences workshop when I already know who I am? But if when they say that, then that means they are not truly on a personal development journey, because a personal development journey is an ongoing process. And if you know who you are, then that's not personal development. So the definition of personal development is a lifelong journey of learning and growing. So if you say you truly know who you are and you don't need to develop, then they are now on a journey of personal development. And so that's one of the things I explain to help them understand that um, understanding yourself is a lifelong journey. Is if you say that you don't need to know who you are anymore, or you know enough, then that's not personal development, and that's not authenticity.
I love it. Really appreciate that thoughtful answer to that. Let's take a look at that motivational coaching slide. Your coaching services combine techniques of coaching and mentoring. You provide youth with knowledge, skills, and guidelines to achieve their goals very successfully. Talk about your mentoring program, please.
So our coaching program is coaching and mentoring together. So coaching is providing them the correct knowledge and skill theory to help them achieve what they want, and the mentoring is like sharing your personal story when we to share so you can connect, and that's what make our program successful. Because I found out that as a therapist, as a licensed therapist, you are not allowed to share your personal story with your client. And so I found out about my friend, and my friend is a licensed therapist. And when she shared that with me, I say, "Oh wow!" And if she shared her personal story, she will get in trouble. But I found out that sharing your personal story—that's how you connect with individual. That's how you build a connection, similarity, and that's how you build a strong relationship with whoever you work with. And so that's why um, it's a two things together. Coaching, where it's providing the knowledge, the right knowledge and skill, and mentorship, the story. But another reason why we developed that program is to help them uh, be more creative or individual support, because a lot of time they all know the knowledge. For example, they know how they need to eat their vegetable. They know that they need to exercise. They know that they need to increase their confidence. But the thing that is lacking is creativity. How do I apply eating habit in a way that fit my lifestyle? How do I exercise in a way that fit my lifestyle and not copy others? And that's where a lot of youth are lacking, is how do I apply it to fit my unique lifestyle, my authentic self? And so they don't know how to apply that specifically. So the one-on-one mentorship and coaching is we help them see where how can they learn how to help increase their creativity so they can create a way that fit who they are, their authentic self, so they can be happy about it and not copy other people direction. Because authenticity is about being unique, and if you can't create a lifestyle that fit who you are, then that's not authenticity. So that's the purpose of the coaching program.
And that makes a lot of sense to me, because what we know about youth is that they are more vulnerable to peer pressure. So peer pressure is all about sort of convincing you to be less of your authentic self and to fall in line with someone else. And because those youth are so vulnerable to peer pressure, it makes sense to me that that would be a challenge of yours, to really have them put the brakes on that process and then teach them how to be their authentic selves.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. You talked about telling your own story and creativity, and that leads right into the youth blog. That's one that's near and dear to my heart. So talk about that youth blog and what it can do for youth, what it's done for your youth, and what maybe some of the outcomes have been, how successful that piece of your program, your set of services has been.
Yes, the youth blog is the reason why we created is to help them start making a social impact. So it was created out of the Youth Social Change Project workshop, because Youth Social Change Project is about helping them get the message out there to youth as possible to share their knowledge and skill. And they need an outlet to share their knowledge and skill, because we all have knowledge and skill already. It's just the ability, how do we share it out instantly? So the youth project, the youth blog, is an outlet for them to automatically share their knowledge and skill and what they already have that people can learn from already. Because no matter how untalented or unknowledge you think you are, they have a lot of knowledge and skill, and someone want that knowledge and skill from you. Okay, no matter how big, how lack of knowledge you think you have something that others want to learn. So the youth blog gives them the opportunity to share their knowledge instantly to create social change. So if they created a youth blog and people are reading it, then that is social change. If someone can take your knowledge and apply it in their life, then you are creating social change. I mean, of course, if one person read it, you're changing at the individual level, just one person. But if you want a lot of people reading it, then it's about all your effort in making sure that your message is out there as much as possible. Create more youth blog to spread out your message. But the youth blog's purpose is to help them understand that you can create social change through just writing one piece of a blog. And if someone is reading it, that is social change. So that's how the youth blog come about.
You're inspiring me to make a blog entry on my own as soon as we're done.
Please do it.
One person, I love the way you said that. If just one person reads it and has an impact, you've already made social change. That's a great way to think about social change, one person and one mind at a time. I want to talk about the Inspiring Learning Resources one. You've got an online library, and it sounds so incredible. You include career development, goal setting, stress management, which that's another one that you never get too old to learn about that, physical and mental health. Can you please talk about that online learning library?
So it's just a library that covers those topics. So if the youth ever need some refreshed information on career development or some boost of motivation to continue to discover their passion, that's the resources there for. We have blogs, we have youth blog, we have guest blog, and we also have people, and I also write blog to help cover it, and also video that they can access to help them continue learning on personal development. And we have career, goal setting, stress, health, because those areas, most likely we will encounter those areas no matter what stage of life we are in. So it's important that we learn how to manage those areas. So it's there for them. So when they need a dear reminder or fresh of motivation, then they can have access to it.
You talked about, I appreciate you walking us through that. Your final slide, you talk about a virtual library of services for youth, and you talk about mentoring that we talked about before, but employment boot camps, interview clothing, You talked about youth really wanting to achieve a successful lifestyle financially, and certainly those job skills and job acquisition skills are a great part of that, putting your career on the right track. So please tell us about that.
So the opportunity is a collection of community resources to help youth become more aware what is available out there for them. And this is one of our new one where we will push more to do more in 2025. The purpose of that is to help bring what is available for youth in the community. So when they need it, they can have it. Because one of a vision in the future is that opportunity program. We want to make sure that we have as much resources as possible. So when youth have a strength that they want to apply, they have a resource, they have a location to go apply it and test it out right away. And that is, remember, that's going back to authenticity. The moment they have a strength, they need to apply it right away in the present moment. So when I refer back to that, authenticity is in the present moment. But a lot of times youth don't have that opportunity. They know their strength, but they don't know where to apply their strength or how to test it out. And that is preventing them to develop themselves, to become their authentic self. So this is a platform that we try to connect with community resources, try to push it more in 2025, because if youth have a strength and a passion and they do not apply it immediately, they lose their authenticity. And the more they lose that, then it's harder to pick themselves back up. So we don't want them to lose it. We want them to apply instantly. And authenticity, again, is about in the present moment.
Dr. Tran, before we say goodbye, I've got one more question for you. You've talked so passionately about being in the present moment, and I've got to ask you, what about the next moment? What's coming next for the Wake Up Foundation? What would you like to see? What's the next idea in your head that's percolating that's going to come to fruition pretty soon?
So to continue on the path that I said, is I want them is to gauge in the present moment, but have the ability to believe in themselves, that whatever they believe in the moment is going to get them to them in the future successfully. And that's why we always want to push with personal development, to help them build a strong foundation that if they have that foundation of personal development in self-belief, then whatever they think at the moment, they can seek out the resources that, okay, I can do this. They don't need Wake Up Foundation for the resources. So that's our goal. But our foundation is just a back end for them. But our goal is for them to that have self-belief. The moment they have something great, they need to take action. And so that's what another goal for future of 2025 for us.
And is there a specific program area that you're thinking about adding to what you've got, or have you got a pretty full plate right now?
I think we will, based on what I just said, we will be adding new programs, but we will use that as a vision to make our program that currently exists stronger to fulfill our vision.
You can't get any better than that. We've got that final slide to let everybody know where the Wake Up Foundation is. You're on Florin Road right here in Sacramento. There's a phone number for you, as well as a website, info@wake-upfoundation.org. Dr. Mi-Kim Tran, I want to thank you, founder and executive director of the Wake Up Foundation. Thank you very much for spending some time with us. It's been great to get to know you, and I hope to get to meet you in person sometime.
Thank you so much for having me and for sharing Wake Up Foundation.
You take care. We'll talk to you soon. And I want to thank you for watching this webinar. It's been our honor to spend a little time with you. I hope you learned a little something about the Wake Up Foundation. I want to thank our sponsor of this particular program. We've been brought to you today by Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Initiative. You can read all about the Blue Sky Initiative at Blue Shield of California at this website, bluesky.blueshieldca.com. A couple other websites I'll tell you about. mentalhealthca.org is our parent organization. They help put this program together, frankly. And one of their program services is called Brother Be Well. It's a service designed to support and encourage the mental and behavioral health, really, of boys and men of color. You can read all about that at brotherbewell.com. My name is Michael P. Coleman. I'm content director for Brother Be Well, and I want to thank you again for being with us. And do two things for me. I'm going to ask you to do two quick things for me as we say goodbye or say farewell for now. Take great care of yourself, and then take great care of somebody else. Till next time, bye-bye.